Hello, guys. Welcome back to another special episode on this channel. Guys, for many of us who practice Hinduism, or for that matter, any other religion, we often struggle with how to interpret the teachings of this religion in the ancient texts and how to apply them in our real lives. I'm one such person who always questions the writings and can go to any length to find an answer. Now, during my exploration, I've come across various journals, texts, and YouTube channels talking about the Hinduism literature and their own interpretations. Now, one such channel which has caught my attention is LifeORama, which is presented in Telugu. Now, this channel has got so much of meaningful content that I felt compelled to introduce it to our viewers. And not just that, I managed to get hold of the creator of this channel, Sujit, who is joining us today on this very special episode. He's going to provide us some interesting insights into his journey and some deep and meaningful aspects of the ancient Hindu literature that he has explored. So sit back and listen to this very carefully, guys. This is going to be a very engaging one, and I'm sure this is going to bring in some positive energy into your daily lives. But before you progress any further, have you clicked on subscribe? If you haven't, please pause it, click on subscribe, and then play this video. Thank you so much, guys. We need some love. Sujit, thank you so much and welcome to my channel. Really
Yeah,
appreciate your time. I know you are a busy man, but thank you so much for spending some time with us.
thank you, thank you. First of all, thanks for inviting me. I would say, and yeah, let's start.
Great. Sujit,
Okay,
I've already informed our viewers about your channel, but what I want to understand is you take a deep dive into ancient Hindu literature
right,
and you provide meaningful lessons out of your exploration, and you
right,
artfully blend these and explain it in simple terms how to apply these learnings in our daily lives, which really attracted me to your content. So I've been really after you for quite some time to give us this opportunity to talk to you and understand insights from your end. So,
okay,
for our viewers, can we get started on what exactly motivated you down this path, and why did you choose this path specifically?
okay, fine. Actually, these are two different points I must tell you. First thing is, my motivation was like I wouldn't say it's my motivation, but I had the interest on Puranas and Ithihasas since my childhood. So the first book which I read was Amar Chitrakatha. They were comics. In India, if you see, we have a
Mhm.
lot of comics on ancient characters of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Like in that way, I read a book called Karna. So
Okay.
that I felt interesting, and there used to be, the channel, the Doordarshan. So there used to be a serial coming on it, telecast on it, which is Mahabharata.
Hmm.
So while watching that, and later on in Telugu, there was a Srimad Bhagavatam, that serial started. So all this uh, Puranic serials, they started, giving me a lot of information. Like I felt like these are very fascinating things, not just only stories, but they have some lot of morals. So from my childhood, I was interested in them, and basically, I want to become. I mean, I'm in the process of becoming a full time filmmaker. So I did my after my BTech, which was in 2011. I completed it, and later on I started doing filmmaking diploma, which ran till 1 year, and I did a
Hmm.
specialization in cinematography. While doing that, I met a teacher like who is an actor also, who was a veteran actor. Now he's no more. His name is Javed Khan. So he told in one class that uh, every filmmaker should have some knowledge about Puranas and Itihasas, at least one of the books. So I was fascinated, like one some. I mean, why should one read and know it? So once I started reading it, I understood that. they have a lot of things. Not just my main point at that age was like I'm gonna explore, you know, plot points for screenplays. So that was my idea for reading Puranas and Itihasas. But when I started reading it, I felt like there were many stories which are relevant to us. Like they are relevant to our day-to-day lives. Even now we are talking, right? I'll tell you one just small example. Most of the Puranas, if you see, there's a forest called Naimisharanya. So in the Naimisharanya, people, many sages come and sit there, and one of the sages starts narrating one Purana. Mostly it is Suta Muni. He narrates every Purana, all the Ashtadasa Mahapuranas. So others listen. So I feel like right now you and me converse to each other about Puranas and Itihas is similar way, but that was an ancient time. Now we have some. I mean, now we call this all this mic and camera setup as modern, but for us it's modern. But maybe it could be something else for them. So the pattern is same, right? You can see the relatability. Like two people are talking about it, and knowledge is getting exchanged. So that's what I feel like. There's this is why we need to learn. It will help us take a lot of decisions and actions while mm, leading our life. So that's what I felt, and then I started reading it and going ahead with that. I discovered a lot of things. That's how it
Great.
happened.
But when did you realize that, okay, I should now start my YouTube channel and maybe share this knowledge that I am learning by reading all these texts with everyone?
Okay. So basically, before LifeORama, I had another channel which was dealing with comedy skits and sketches, sketch
Okay.
comedy. I used to try to make it, but I felt like that's not my cup of tea. So it wasn't happening on the right path which I meant, and I myself slowly started disliking the content which I was creating. So, and the circle which I had, people were discussing, like saying that, dude, it's not working. We need to do something else, that and this. So there's a lot of demotivation that happened, and for at least 6 to 8 months, I kept quiet, and I was just thinking like, what else can we do? So I was just looking into my strengths. Other than filmmaking, my strength is Puranas and Itihas. Especially, I would say Bhagavatam was my big thing. So I thought like let's go with smaller stories and then we'll step up to the Bhagavatam Purana. So that's what I thought, and I single-handedly started the channel. And like I didn't even inform my relatives and friends also, saying that this is my channel. Go and subscribe it, watch it. I never
Hmm.
asked them. I kept it very quiet, and because the moment we see, I mean, most people when they see the content, they think that okay, this guy is becoming too devotional, and now he's going to teach us bhakti. So that wasn't my idea. My thought was like the thing which I said earlier, like whatever in the Puranas it is written, it is relatable to our day-to-day life. Every line and every word, every concept is relatable. So how can we get it to common man? So that is what my point was, and I like the way the storytelling was happening in the Purana. So I could actually do two things. One thing is by making content, I'll be improving my writing skill first thing, and the second thing is I'll be giving out valuable information. So I thought let's give it a try. And at that time when I started, I had nothing to lose because I left my job and everything. I stopped everything. Now if I just back out, I'd be doing nothing but still stay the same. So I thought let's give it a try and let's do it. So that's how it happened. And I kept
That's
quiet
great.
for 8 to 9 months. And after the 8th month, slowly it started kicking in. The views started rising up. So that's how it happened.
Great. Excellent, Sujit. That's great to hear. Now, taking a step back for our viewers, Sujit, how can we explain the layout of all these ancient Hindu literatures? In my opinion, I think it's Vedas,
Hmm.
Upanishads,
Okay.
Puranas, and Itihasas. I could be wrong, but can you explain in simple terms how we can categorize all of these, and what do each of these categories teach us that we can apply in our modern life?
Okay. Fine. Actually, we must say before I tell you the names of it, let me tell you what should we coin this. It is called basically now we are saying it, we are talking it as Hinduism, right? But actually, it is called Sanatana Dharma. Means it has been the Sanatana means timeless. So it has been since nobody knows when the beginning is. It's just like an infinite loop which happens. Okay, so the knowledge is like that. So whatever the Sanatana literature is there, it is divided into two parts. One is Shruti and second one is Smriti. Shruti means which we hear, which is grabbed by the listeners. So once you hear it, you after hearing it, you I mean you get to know it. That's how it is. So under the Shruti, the Vedas come, which are four. The Vedas, which are one is Rig Veda. It deals with I'll tell you. First, let me tell you the names. The four Vedas, which are Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda. Okay, these four Vedas have different things. Different subjects and concepts inside them. So Rig Veda deals with deities, like you will be saying like Indra, Varuna, Vayu. All these are elemental gods. We have 33 Adityas in Sanatana Dharma. So how do we how do we worship them? So that's what Rig Veda describes. And in Yajurveda, uh, there are lots of yagnas and yagas described in it, how to perform it, and what are the rituals to be done while doing all these things. And next coming the Samaveda, it deals with lots of mantras and chantings, and mostly it's kind of a musical kind of a thing. And finally, the Atharvana Veda, it has a lot of aspects with dealing with life called health and politics and relationships and Ayurveda, which is also a part of Atharvana Veda. All this comes under Atharvana Veda. So the summary of this four Vedas is given in Upanishads. Upanishads are like 108. Okay, and other than that, we have Aranyakas, Brahmanas, all these other things. And the second part, other than Shruti, I told Smriti, right? In Smriti is like it is being taught by somebody else. We learn it by memorizing it. Smriti means memorizing. So Puranas are memorized, Itihasas are memorized. So Puranas, Itihasa, all these come under Smriti. And there are many more things. Like there's a huge classification. I think you might get a huge episode out of it if we start discussing about it. So to summarize it, I'll tell you, if anybody wants to start learning this, I would say start with the simplest of the books, which is Itihasa. And one more thing I'll tell you, whatever there is in Shruti and Smriti, everything is the same. The whole core concept is the same. It talks about Atmagnana. So that's a different subject. It's a very elaborate one. So it's about knowing yourself, what are you, and what is your position in this whole world, in the whole creation, and how are you related to this whole surroundings, the nature we are surrounded, and how are we connected with the supreme consciousness. So that's what is the whole basic baseline point. If I summarize it, that's how it is. So learning this, yeah, is the main goal of the literature. Yeah.
Excellent, Sujit. Thank you so much for the summary. And I've seen that you're also making volumes of Bhagavatam on your channel, which is
Yes.
very interesting. And you've also touched upon Ayurvedam, and some of the facts that you have mentioned in your video were like, oh, now it makes sense for for me.
Yeah.
So really appreciate that. But how do we, I mean, Indians who are living overseas, how can we start introducing these concepts to our next generation, to our kids? What is the easiest way to introduce these concepts and still make them more relevant when we are teaching it
Right.
to our kids?
Okay. Fine. So I'll tell you with my own personal experience. Uh, the way I don't have my own kids, but I'll tell you like how I talk to kids and make them understand about these things. Uh, you guys, I mean, every parent talks to their kids, right? You have your time, which is very special hours, the moments you
Yep.
spend with them. Be it a car drive, a long drive, or else a bike ride, whatever it is, right? You talk a lot to them while going. While spending time with them, right? So, how about you tell one part of the story? Just tell why did Sri Rama go to the forest?
Hmm.
Start something like that. Just talk to them about 10 to 15 minutes. Slowly, it'll be like a storytelling session. You might be going on a long drive. Just talk to them for 10 minutes about this. Slowly, they'll start developing an interest. And children like storytelling, right? Like
Yep.
we all are fascinated with stories. And the main point of this Puranas and Itihasa is whatever the content of Vedas is there, it is being like easily taught with the help of Puranas in the form of stories. Like they are, the story is the baseline. It has like an onion. It has lots of layers inside it. So first, tell them the stories. Slowly, you can introduce the morals. Then once you get to the morals, you'll get to uh, you'll be slowly giving them guidance unknowingly. I mean, unintentionally, it will be happening. Like at a point of time, some kids I have talked to them personally. They said like I have watched your videos and after listening to Sri Rama's story and Hanuman's story, I feel like we have the potential, but we are not accessing it. And when we face hurdles, we have to stand strong. I felt this kind of feelings while while I've been listening to your content. So this will happen to the kids once you guys start the storytelling process with them. So that will be
Great.
there.
That's a great tip for us parents, Sujit. I'm sure we'll be fielding lots of questions like why, and in
Yeah,
the process of answering them, maybe we will learn more ourselves too.
sure.
But
Yeah.
is there any practical tip that you can provide to our viewers? Any small change that they can bring into their lives on a daily basis, based on what you have learned during your journey of exploring the ancient Hindu literature?
Okay. Fine. One thing is just don't mind about the negativity that's there because as the as time progresses, the negativity is going to increase. We just have to be very strong. That's what first thing I learned. And the second thing is, for a reader of Puranas, I'll tell, if you guys want to really read them and understand them, I would say first thing is forget everything that you have heard about it, even though it is right till today, because some points might clash while reading it, and you might feel confused a lot. So, first unlearn everything. Come, start with a blank slate on which is your mind, and then start reading it, or else start listening to any of the content. But I would say try to get the authentic source. I can even give you a couple of publications which will help you guys where to start. First thing is, first and the last, I would say, just blindly go for Gita Press Gorakhpur books. These books are even available internationally also. They ship it from India as well. I have even suggested some people, some NRIs. Even they have understood like the whatever the meaning of the sentences are there and the slokas, everything. It's very clearly understood. So there's no interpolations in it. So you can just buy them and start reading. Yeah,
Great,
that's it.
excellent, Sujit. Thank you so much for that. You've mentioned one such source. Are there any other platforms online or digital media that is available for you know people living overseas, which they can utilize to introduce these concepts to their kids?
Okay, you can actually directly go to my channel. I have created
Excellent.
a couple of playlists, which is right now we are doing Srimad Bhagavata Purana. So you guys can watch it. It's in Telugu. Slowly we'll be starting in English also, and
Great.
also there's a program called Kada Kutiram, which means like House of Stories, where we'll be talking about a couple of things. Which needs to be learned by today's generation of kids in the form of stories, as well as Bhagavad Gita slokas will be incorporated in them. So that's within a short time we'll be introducing that program. So once we start it, I will be letting you know. And also we are working on the English content. So once that is on air, I'll let you know.
Excellent, Sujit. I will leave our viewers with the links to your channels. I'm
Sure.
sure every video that you have done on your channel has got several links within the description for viewers to
Yes.
go ahead and explore. Thank you so much for those useful tips, Sujit. I really appreciate the time and efforts that you are making to bring this very important content to modern day life. Appreciate that, and been a great follower of your work lately, and never miss any video that you make. It goes to
Thank
great
you.
lengths explaining each and every concept. So we can only imagine how much efforts you would have put in to capture all that content. Thank you so much, Sujit, for allowing some of your precious time in between your busy schedules. I know you have back-to-back meetings and you're working on several projects, but all the best to all your future endeavors. And if we get more queries on this podcast, we might as well invite you to come back. And maybe this time
Sure.
we will pick up one particular subject, because the ancient Hindu literature is such a vast subject. We can go on days
Yes.
talking about each and every concept. So maybe in our next video, we'll try to pick one specific subject and focus on that. Appreciate it,
Yeah.
Sujit.
Actually, I must say one thing. I told you like once I started single-handedly, right? I mean, all by my own. Later on, now whatever the thing is, the things are being uploaded. It's actually, the 50% of the efforts are from my team. So I must thank them for being with me and trusting me from a long time. So since 2 years. So first thing is the content, the credit doesn't only go to me the way you're feeling it. It's actually it's like even my team is also doing the way.
Of course,
They're
yeah.
also putting their efforts.
Kudos to you and your team, Sujit. Great job,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sujit. And to our viewers, if you want to hear more from Sujit, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And also follow Sujit's channel, as he keeps updating regularly on more and more interesting topics on his channel. Thank you so much, guys. That's all we have from Sujit today. Appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in our next episode.